Hey everybody, how's everyone doing? So today I was going to make the bows for the Grinchans and decided I would come on and have some fun with y'all. Chit chat, whatever you want to do. If you have any questions, don't mind just dropping them below and commenting, and I will be happy to answer them. So all of you that's watched me before pretty much know that I use the Bowdabras. I'm a lover of a Bowdabra. So the supplies that I have to make my bows are the Bowdabra, the floral wire, which is the 26 gauge, and a pair of cheap scissors because my kids have got to hook to my good scissors. And of course, wire ribbon. I don't ever make bows without the ribbon that has the wire in them. They're very easy to take shape, and when when they lose their shape, they're really easy to fluff. And y'all, we're gonna make this one kind of fun. If you don't mind, I would appreciate it if everyone would share this video. I've looked through my videos, and I think the most that I've had shared on one of my videos, and it was one of me making a wreath, was like 36 shares. So let's try to triple that, and y'all share this. And if you share it, how about comment and let me know you shared? Then the ones that comment that they shared, I will give y'all a Bowdabra. So share for a chance to win a Bowdabra. So I'm gonna scoot y'all down so we can go ahead and get started. So let's see if we can get this video to go viral, y'all. I've never had that happen, and I would love it to happen. So let's get it down for a minute, y'all, so y'all can check out and see what I'm doing. And if there's a special type of bow that you would like for me to do a tutorial on and show y'all how to make, you can also comment too, and I will try to see if I can do that. So I have 3 Bowdabras lined up here. That's the kind of way I like to work. I would love to have about like 5 more, especially during the holidays. Thank you, Teresa. Just to be able to knock the bows out. So these Bowdabra, they actually come with a video that shows you, different kind of ways that you can make bows, and it comes with some kind of special wire, but I always use the floral wire. And what you do, you just unravel your wire, and it's kind of a long piece. I'm not really sure about how long it is, but you take your wire, you just half it, and you stick it in between the Bowdabra. Stick it in between, like through there. And the Bowdabra, what this thing does is, these little side pieces, it's got like a little spring in there, and it kind of springs back and forth, and that kind of works as your fingers. So really, it's just you're making handmade bows with your hands, except the Bowdabra is your fingers, and it's holding your ribbon in place for you. So much easier than trying to my throat's want to act crazy again today. Than trying to hold all the ribbon with your fingers. So I've kind of got y'all in a different angle, so maybe it works out a little bit better and y'all seeing everything. Hello everyone. I don't think I've introduced myself. My name is Trina Kulick, and I am the owner at Southern Designs, which was my old name when we first got started, at Trina Kulick Designs. And I have some exciting news, y'all. My website will launch tomorrow. Supposed to be. So y'all keep a lookout for that. And what I do, I just get my ribbon. And a lot of times I have my ribbon on the spool, and I kind of just put it between my legs to hold it. But the way you start, I'm just going to kind of show you how to do one of these bows and kind of move a little bit faster. But always have your design up, and then what you have to do, you have to kind of twist it. So then you've got one side showing the back of the ribbon, then the other side showing the design of the ribbon, which is the front. And you just place it in between the two, I don't know what these things are called, y'all. But you just place it in the middle, and it holds it pretty good. So as you can see, you have the back side up and the front side showing this way. Then you take the one that's showing the back side and you flip it over. You flip it over just like this. Just flip it over. And I like to take it, I'm trying to see if y'all can really see. Take it and go from my edge. Start feeding the edge in there first. And then kind of just pulling it together like that. Did y'all see that pretty good? So then that makes one loop. That makes the loop. And then you can cut it off here. But what I like to do is I kind of like to put one tail up and then one tail kind of coming down. Like that. And just cut it off. And I always cut them at an angle. Sometimes I do I think they call it the fish tail. Alright. So I'm just going to do these two the same way. Teresa, my ribbon, I'd get it from all kind of different places. Hobby Lobby sometimes, but my favorite place to get my ribbon is from the Craft Outlet. And they're online. It's just craftoutlet.com. They have a huge selection. And then there's also the Trendy Tree. They have a pretty good selection. And let me see, is there anywhere else I usually order? I think that's it, the Trendy Tree, but my go-to is Craft Outlet. And you can also find some cute ribbons sometimes at Michael's. Alright, so there's all three of my bows done with the first loop. And then I just take my second loop, my second bow, I'm out. And you do the same process. Let me see if my this has got ho-ho on it. And I might have to flip it around. Because see, I don't like the way that, well, in the camera it looks right, but it's not right on this end. It's actually OH. So since that's going to be backwards for me on this side, I'm going to have to go ahead and just take my other loops out, my first ones, and start them on the other side. So then when I put this one in there, my word ho-ho will be the way it's supposed to be, H-O. And like I said, it's backwards on there. The camera's not flipped. And then cut it off. Let me open this pack. Yeah, if you've never tried the Bowdabra, you really gotta try Bowdabra. There's another one out there, I think it's Easy Bow Making. But I haven't tried it yet. Because I have just gotten so used to the Bowdabra. So like I said before, I just kind of put it between my legs. And then with this one, the outside at the top prints up. Twist it so you have your bottom, the bottom of the ribbon, the back of the ribbon up. And then you have a loop with the top of the ribbon up. And that one's not quite long enough. And I don't ever measure anything. The way I look at it, you know, and I see it's pretty much level. I kind of eye it. I always just eye it. But if you want to measure your loops, you can also measure them to see if it works. Oh, I forgot I got to twist that one back the other way. So my ho-ho will be good. Teresa, if it's froze, click out of it and try to come back in. Let me see. Yeah, just click it and try to come back in and see if that works. Because sometimes when I'm watching lives, I have to click out of it and come back in, and then it's good to go. So if anyone else is having it freeze up on them, try that and see if that works. And let me know. All right. And I kind of have my ribbon lined up on the table the way, which one I want to go next. So that's the way it's going to look so far. You got this loop and then you have this loop. All right, let's go ahead. This is a little bit of a thinner ribbon. It's not quite as wide. I have the 2-inch ribbon or 2.5-inch ribbon, then I have the 1.5-inch ribbon. And it's just the same process. You twist it to begin with, so you have a top part and then you have the back part showing, and just make your loops. Oh great, I'm glad it's working now, Teresa. I know that always works for me most of the time. Just sometimes it gets you a little bit behind on the video, but most of the time it'll jump right back in place. Alright, trying to make sure I don't get my head in the way. Yeah, so if you're just joining, if you share this video and comment that you've shared, you will be entered into a drawing to win a Bodabra. I will ship it right to you. Then the same with this one. This has a back and a front. Have your front up. Do your twist. Stick it in there. Then make your loop. And if you notice, I keep on pulling it, and what I'm doing is that's where I'm kind of measuring it, so I can kind of see if I'm getting my loops the same, because you don't want it all Willy Wonka. Now I've got to make another loop, and I don't need another loop. And after you get used to these Bodabras, you can really get through some bows. Especially if you have more than one, you can make some bows up fast. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Miss Marie. I hope your foot's feeling better. All right, so I'm just kind of speeding up a little bit because I got to do 3 more of these, and I'll show you. You can kind of see how fast you can really get with these. I'm going to go a little bit faster in my next set. And then I want to show you another bow style. And like I said, if you have a special request on a bow style, you can comment and I will try my best to make one. And woo, we're about to drop it at my legs. And then this is the last one. Remember, the printed side up, then you have the back side, and do your loop. Then you cut it off. And the reason I keep trying to spread my tails is because when I finally finish it, it makes it a little bit easier to spread it. So all my ribbon won't be gathered around in one spot, if that makes sense. Thank you, Miss Marie. Christmas time, it's glitter, glitter, glitter. I have glitter all over me when it comes to making bows for Christmas. It actually makes a mess. But yeah, I love the Christmas ribbon with the glitter. Alright, so that's those bows. Now, what you do, you grab your wire, and if you notice, when I put my wire on here, I put the top end on the back, and then this one, and I kind of like just set it up under there so it kind of holds it. So what you do, you pull it out, and then you take your wire and you kind of have to stick it through the little slit there, and then you take your piece and you put it through your little hoop, because remember we doubled the wire, or we bend it in half. And then I have long fingers, so I kind of just take my fingers and push my ribbon down, and then I pull my wire. You don't have to do that, but it just kind of helps. It just kind of holds it. And then I take it and I put it on the table and I kind of wiggle it to get it pretty tight. And then you separate your wire and you pull it and flip it around and pull your wire to the back, and you just twist it to tie it off. What, baby? And that's what you will have. And now you do your fluffing. This is when the magic happens. And I usually just start, and I try to make at least one kind of in the middle. I guess it kind of gives it a center.
Love you, Mom.
I love you too, baby. And then I spread my tails. And I always spread like one to the bottom and one to the top. But that's just me. I mean, that's just the way I do it. And I kind of start with putting my tails and stuff in place. Pulling the tails. One in the front, one on the top and one on the bottom. And then just kind of puffing out, puffing out my ribbon, my loops. And since it's wire, like I said, it's easy to shape up. And then like if you ever order from me and you get the box and the bow's pretty flat, remember all you have to do is just stick your fingers in there and kind of just wiggle them and fluff that ribbon right back out. Then you kind of pat the top of it and that kind of makes them a little bit better. And now what I do is I kind of judge it and I see if there's any loops that's a little bit longer. And you don't have to do this. To me, it kind of makes it more funkier. But I don't know, I do. Like that one's kind of sticking out a little bit further. So I'm just going to trim it off a little bit so it don't be by itself. And there we go. That's how I do the bows for the Grinch hands. That one just kind of looks like it's sticking out a little bit. But that's them. I'm out the camera. That's a great bow. Oh, thank you, Miss Paula. All right, now let me get the other two done, and then I'm gonna do 3 more, and then I'm gonna go to a burlap bow, and I'm gonna also show you another way that you can use this Bowdabra to make maybe like a bow for the top of your Christmas tree, or bows for your mailboxes with just one color. And like I said, you just tie these off on the back. My wire's getting stuck. So yeah, I can already tell that's gonna need trimming. But like I said, let me get my center loop going. Let me pull my tails. Am I out the camera? I am. This is the first time I've watched any of you. Thank you, Kristen. Thank you. Well, I'm glad you've joined me. And you just spread your loops out. Yeah, you can see how that one's just popping up saying like, hello. You want to go ahead and get that trimmed. Like I said, you don't have to. It just makes it look a little bit more funkier if that's the way you want to do it. All right. This maybe the more takes up most of the time is actually getting it fluffed. But, so that's bow number 2. Thank you, Kristen. And for those that's just joining, if you share, comment that you shared, and you will be in a drawing to win one of these. I will ship you a Bowdabra. So you are entering in a chance to win a Bowdabra. And then you can come back and watch this video and see how to make a bow. But like I said, a Bowdabra, they actually come with a CD that shows you different ways to make those. And let's just fluff it out. Get my centerpiece going. Let me get my tails. Thank you, Kristen. And like I said, I also want to try to get more shares than I've ever got. The most shares I've got on a video was, I think it was like 36. So let's see if we can top that off, y'all. Let's see if we can triple it. I know y'all can do it. There's that one. That one's still kind of like sticking out by itself. Every one of the stripes. All right, so there's that one. All right, now y'all see how fast this can go with me just making them. I'm going to need one for my house for Christmas. What, a Christmas bow? What are you talking about, Menina? A bow for your Christmas tree? A topper? Or these are actually, thank you, Paula. These are actually bows for Grinch hands that I've got to get ready to ship out from my Facebook Live and 1 or 2 for Etsy orders. You need a Grinch? Of all things, Menina, you want a Grinch. Hey, Gabby. Alright, so I'm going to make these real quick since I've done showed you. And I think I started this way last time. I had to switch it, didn't I? Oh, Lordy. I don't even remember. Let me see. Yep. Yep, I started this way. Alright. So let's get these going, y'all. And like I said, if I had Grinch hands, do you do wood designs too? Paula, what kind of wood designs? I do the Grinch hands. They're made out of wood. All of my door hangers are wooden, made out of the 1/2-inch birch wood. So what do you, I'm not quite sure what you're asking. Alright, let's get that one out of the way and let's do the ho-ho ribbon. Hey, Michelle. How's everybody doing? I've seen some that has posted some pictures of their kids already in school. Our kids don't start back until the 20th. And that's when we're going to start rolling wreaths too. I do. Yeah, I do door hangers, the wooden door hangers, and I've made a few wreaths. But my main thing are the wooden door hangers. But yeah, I've done some wreaths also. Has any of my locals been to Sam's lately? Does anybody know if Sam's in Florence has their Christmas ribbon out yet? Gabby, y'all been to Sam's lately? I have one of these Bodabras. I broke it. So my ribbon don't really stay in there as tight as my other ones. Hey everybody, we're just making some bows, some Christmas bows right now, and that's not doing. Decided I would come on here and make some bows with you guys. I got to go out and do some cutting, and it's so hot outside, and the humidity almost makes it to where you have to work to breathe. Where are you located? I shop at Sam's. I am in Barano. I can't remember who just asked me that. Kelly. It's like in between Lake City, Tuberville. So I'm probably about between 30-40 minutes, depending on guess how you drive, from Florence. Alright, y'all, we on the last loop on these 3. So if I had 3 more, I could have did 6 at one time and would have been on a roll. Before the holidays this year, I'm going to get me some more. When I pick up the one that's for the giveaway, I'll pick me up about 2 or 3 more too. Where are you located? I'm in Barano, South Carolina. I'm in Sumter on this to real side. Oh, okay. Yeah, I keep on going to Sumter to go to Michael's because we don't have a Michael's in Florence, so. Michael's usually has some pretty good Christmas ribbon too. They just don't have like the big rolls. I'm not gonna fluff these right now just to save a little bit of time. I'm gonna get them tied off for a second, and then I'll fluff them in a little bit. But I want to show y'all another bow technique, or not another technique, but just another bow style. Sometimes this wire gets tangled up. Just flip it. My family lives in Sumter. Okay. I don't know, I actually don't know anyone in Sumter. I actually moved to Barano when I met my husband. I'm originally from Scranton, which is only 15 minutes away from here. Your daughter's at Myrtle Beach right now. We are from Hawaii and everyone goes to Myrtle Beach. Yeah. Yeah, at Myrtle Beach I think is just the entertainment here in South Carolina. I love the beach. But honestly, I would rather go to the mountains up in Tennessee and stuff than to the beach. Which I'm not a summer fan. I'm not a person that likes the hot weather. Yes, you do, Trina. Our aunts lives with in Sumter. Menina. Who? Miss Virginia's sisters. Okay, so I have family. My in-laws' family lives in Sumter. All right. So I'm gonna show you how you can actually do. I think I missed where you said you got the bow makers. The bow makers, they can come. You can get them from Hobby Lobby. If you get them from Hobby Lobby, they're like $15, and then you can use the 40% off coupon. So that's your best buy. And they have them at Walmart. They probably have them at Michael's also. But share for your chance to win one for free. All right, let's do. You want to do this buffalo plaid because I got a big roll of it. Let's do a buffalo plaid bow. Da 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 da. I do too. I am a fall person. And this is how you would do it if you want just a solid color bow with one ribbon. Alright. And you do it the same way. And if you want tails, if you want longer tails, the way that I would do it, the way I do it is I go ahead, I make my tails. Let me get this cut. And you can make these tails as long as you want. So I just put it in there and I kind of got the length that I want my tails to be. And let's do about 4 tails. I think about 4 tails for a solid color bow. And now I'm just going to cut them all the same length, and I'm just going to put them on top of each other and cut my tails. I can get a little happy with this ribbon because, like I said, I got a lot of it. I start getting stingy with my ribbon, y'all. I go through a ton of ribbon. A ton of ribbon. Okay, let's see. There's 4. Let's just do 4. So the way I would do my tails for a solid color bow is I would go ahead and I would cut my tails. Let me show y'all a little bit of a trick if for those that kind of likes it to be everything kind of measured up right. But once you get the hang of it and you can pretty much eye everything, you won't have to do this. I guess I'm gonna have to go dig in my craft room for my Bodabra. You're inspiring me. Oh yay! Go get it, girl. But you can fold it in half and kind of bend, and so you know exactly where your middle is at, so you have level tails. And just stick them in there. And like I said, I like to stick mine in there, starting. Put like the edge first and then kind of like work it to give it that crease kind of look. And I don't know if everybody else does their tails like this or not, but this is the way I find it to be easier. You see, ribbon hoarder. Yes, it's sad. It's hard to resist when you go to a store or you're looking online and not to order ribbon that you know you don't need. But that's the tail so far. So let's get some loops going on. And when you're doing the solid color, you can just go ahead and kind of get your ribbon rolled out a good bit. So you won't have to worry about it. But I'm going to go ahead and just start with another tail, just to add a little bit to it. And you start with your twist. And all you do, this does have a front and a back, so you still have to do your twist. If you really couldn't tell if there was a front or a back, you wouldn't even have to twist it. But, which you really can't tell this is a front and a back. But the twist also gives a little bit more of a puffiness. So I like to twist it anyway. So let's make this bow. You know what? I can tell y'all kind of how long this loop is. So this is a 6-inch loop. And instead of cutting the tail off, you just keep on going back and forth with that ribbon, making loops. And just keep on watching, pull it out and see if your loops are the same length. I'm stepping on my ribbon with my big old feet. And with this, you make as many loops as you want. Alright, so what I usually do is so right now I have 3 loops on this side and 3 loops on this side. So I'm going to start making my loops a little bit shorter. Not a lot shorter, but just a little bit shorter. And as you can see, and that kind of just gives it a little bit more of a shape. Alright, so let's do 2 of those. 2 loops on those. Let me get me some more ribbon, y'all. So let's do 2 loops with that side, and then let's go a little bit more shorter. And let's do, that ain't shorter. Alright, see, and it's just a tad bit shorter. Can y'all see where it's a tad bit shorter? It is easy to use, Teresa. Very easy to use. Alright, and let's just do 3 loops with the shorter one. And then what you do, you just cut it off, and we'll try to cut it off long. So y'all see how that's looking? It's all the same loops. Let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 loops. And this one should have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I did 7, so we just have a centerpiece, and then the other loops on the side. And I could have did another one on the other side too. It wouldn't have really made a difference. And just take it, and let's tighten it really good with the wire. And pull it tight, and my rings caught it. Flip it over. And twist it on the back. And if you're going to attach this to like your Christmas tree or the mailbox, make sure you leave enough wire that will go around whatever it is that you want to attach your bow to. That looks pretty crazy right now, right? Okay. Now let's just straighten our tails, get our tails hanging the way we want them. And you can make these tails as long as you want. Now with the one at the top, you can kind of like hold your bow and kind of push it, like pull that ribbon down to go towards the bottom, so then you won't have a loop sticking out from the top in the middle of your bow. So just kind of pull it down, because remember that cut off on that made the middle bow. Then you just start spreading your loops. And since we don't have no tails, like with, you know how we had the top tails and the bottom tails on these? Since we just have the bottom tails, because we went loop, 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 you kind of just put these bows, these loops, all around. You go put them in up, put them at the top, and put them at the bottom. This is cute. It's definitely buffalo check and plaid everywhere. Can y'all see it? My light's like really bright. Does that help a little bit? Alright, so there's that one. So it's a solid color bow. You have all your ribbon, all your tails on the back. And then if you wanted to make, let's do something a little bit different with the same bow. Okay, if you wanted to like have it separated, and you know how this side had 7 loops because of the center bow, and this side had 6. This is the center bow. This is what made the 7th loop on this side. What you could do, let me find my center, kind of get your center, and you can take a piece of twine, just a regular piece of twine, put it through this loop, through that middle loop, and take it to the back and tie it. I'm not going to tie this tight because I kind of like my fluffy bows. This kind of gives it a one side, like 2-sided bows, kind of like this, and to where you just have kind of like that. Can y'all see the difference in the way the twine made it by going in the middle of the loop? And it kind of splits it in two, where you have this side and you have this side. It's not just one big bow. So then you could do that, where you kind of just, I don't know. All right, and like I said, I do like the twine and making like the separate bows, but I like one big round fluffy bow. All right, and like I said, you just fluff it down. You pull some to the bottom, you pull some to the top. I actually don't like all these tails on here, but if you had it on something, it would probably be a little bit better, and it hanging down. And just work with it. Play with these ribbons. Remember, you have it wired real tight so it's not going to fall apart on you. You can put it down and play with it and get it, you know, where you want them. So that's that book. I'm off the camera. Sorry, guys. I like the one big bow. Yeah, I do too, Miss Marie. All right, let's do one easy, simple bow. I got to get my juice, y'all, my Mountain Dew. And I've seen other ones do this little bow. It's a little simple bow. I'll take wire to begin with. You don't have to. You could just use the twine. And this is actually the style bow that I have on my truck, my fall truck that's going to be for my virtual paint party. But I'll start off with my wire. Then you take your burlap. And the way I like to do it, do I need to put that light back on? No, maybe. The way I like to do it, to get the size of my bow, kind of just flip it, kind of see if that's the size I want. And if I want it a little bit smaller, then just make your loops a little bit smaller. Kind of like that. Alright, so that's a good size. Alright, so you have one piece of burlap. I think this is like the 5-inch. Yeah, 5.5 inch. You can get the burlap from Walmart, or you can get it from Hobby Lobby. They're $5.99. And you can also use, or go the week that is half off. But you take your burlap, and you kind of overlap it. You just fold it, but I like to overlap it just a little bit. And then the piece that's I use this as the back because I don't want this showing in my front. So what I do is I flip it over, and then I get my Bodabra, and I go ahead and I fold this. You fold it like this in the middle, and then you bring the top down. Or you might, let's just take the top down, then let's just pleat it. Is that what it's called, y'all? And I like to have my top pieces pointed down so then it don't be coming up on the top. Alright, and then I stick it in my Bodabra. Just like that. And you see when you do the creases, see how it makes it so pretty? It just gives it just gives it this cute little shape. Alright, let's see. What do I have to do that I might have to have a bow on? Y'all want to do a Christmas one? We do a Christmas one. Let's do, since we have the burlap, let's see, I'm looking through my box, y'all. I don't want to put burlap on top of burlap. Okay, we'll just do this. This ribbon. And I like to take it in here and kind of see what size I need, and then I cut it off. So there's one strip. We're just going to do 2 or 3 strips, y'all. Let's do this strip. Let's do a black. And I'm going to fishtail these, and that just means you just take your ribbon and you bend it in half, and you cut it as an angle, and then you have that. Can y'all see that? I've got glitter all over my hands. And I'm going to do that to each piece of my ribbon. And you can go crazy with these bows. You can put as many pieces as you want. If you want a funky bow, add all kind of different ribbon styles in it. Alright, then what I do, I start with my widest piece and I put it in the middle. And then I get my shorter pieces. Am I still on the camera? There we go. And you just stack them on top of each other. Then take it, get your wire, and you do the same thing as you do with all the rest, like we did with all the rest of the bows, and pull it tight, and flip it over, and then tie it off. And then you will cut this one, cut that wire off pretty short. See, that's why I wanted that to be the back, because I definitely don't want that showing. Can y'all see that? I don't want that showing in the front. Okay, now you can take your twine, put it in the center, flip it over. And if this is going on a door hanger, you know, of course the twine will be, and just get this as tight as you can. I always double knot mine. You don't have to, because I don't think it's going to go anywhere. But just pull it as tight as you can. Then you can take your twine and leave it a little bit longer so you can like take it through the holes of your door hanger, or you can just staple it. And there we go. And then I spread my, I kind of like put a black at top, the green on bottom, green on top, black on bottom. Kind of just spread it and shape it up. That green piece don't look exactly level, don't look quite as long as that one, but it's alright. And there is a very, very simple bow that you can use to add to a door hanger. It's not too much, but it's still pretty. I usually call, when I don't do nothing but the strips, I call them my spike bows. Alright, so that's it, guys. I'm fixing to get started on fluffing those other bows. And then I got to go outside. Ugh, I gotta cut. Gotta cut some watermelon out, cut pumpkin out, and oddly, I've got to cut a star out. So, I hope y'all have enjoyed this, and don't forget to share and comment that you share for your chance to win a Bodabra. Alright guys, let me pull you up. Let me pull you up. Alright guys, so I will talk to y'all later. If you have any questions, just comment below and I will be happy to try to answer them for you. Where do you buy your ribbon? Paula, Michael's, Hobby Lobby. My favorite go-to place is Craft Outlet, which is online, craftoutlet.com. Thank you, Lucinda. Oh, you're welcome, Teresa. I'm glad that y'all stopped by and joined me. Y'all are the ones that make it so much fun for me to get on here and do these things. So yeah, craftoutlet.com. Michael's, did I say Michael's? Joann's, is it Joann's? Is it Joann's, the other craft store in Florence? I don't really go in there that much. But that's where like I said, and Trendy Tree. Alright, so guys, I'm going to hop out here and go outside and get sweaty and hot. Thank you, Kimberly. Thank y'all guys so much. Hope y'all enjoyed this, and I'll talk to y'all later. Thanks so much.